A tragic accident, several forged wills, and hundreds of fake relatives. The story of who actually inherited Howard Hughes' fortune is pretty unbelievable. As one of the richest men in the world, Hollywood producer and pilot Howard Hughes threw the United States court system into a tizzy when he died in 1976 without leaving any kind of will and testament. Hughes was born in 1905, and just 4 years later, his father invented an oil drilling tool that made the family incredibly wealthy. Hughes' parents died while he was still young, but he took over the family business and grew its net worth into the billions. Once he moved to Hollywood, the magnate dated Katharine Hepburn, produced the 1932 movie Scarface, and worked on other films which would become a bane to censors. However, that all changed after a devastating 1946 plane crash. Hughes became excessively private after the accident and reportedly had obsessive-compulsive disorder and began using drugs. Hughes was almost never seen publicly for decades, even after the billionaire bought RKO Studios in the late 1940s. His reclusiveness meant that rumors swirled around him in life and in death. After Hughes died, several fake versions of his will circulated, and seemingly no one could find the real document. Hughes wasn't married when he died, and he isn't known to have fathered any children, which complicated the matter of who would inherit his huge fortune. Per the Wall Street Journal, Hughes' estate included $500 million, land, multiple airplanes, 7 casino properties, a helicopter manufacturer, and a bag of casino chips. It was 7 weeks before the Harris County Probate Court in Texas started dividing up Hughes' massive fortune. Per the Washington Post, no fewer than 600 people suddenly came out of the woodwork claiming to be relatives of Hughes. While some turned up in court, others reportedly mailed stacks of letters to Hughes' legal team claiming to be cousins or siblings. One woman even claimed to be Hughes' biological mother, even though his mom was dead. Wearing a wig, a Confederate flag jacket, 2 pairs of glasses, and a straw hat with colorful feathers in it, the woman testified that she was Hughes' mother. The judge dismissed her, along with the numerous women claiming to have been married to Hughes, despite the fact that none of them had any identification to back up their claims. In another strange turn of events, another forged will emerged, suggesting Hughes' fortune should be divided between the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a man named Melvin DeMar. DeMar claimed to have met Hughes in 1967 when he pulled onto the side of a Nevada highway for a bathroom break. According to DeMar, Hughes was disheveled and said he desperately needed a ride to Las Vegas. The court rejected the claim, which would have given DeMar 1/16 of the Hughes estate. The tall tale was later turned into an award-winning movie titled Melvin and Howard.
I'm Howard Hughes.
After reaching the Supreme Court on 2 occasions over property taxes, Hughes' estate was finally divided between a number of his actual relatives. A pretrial agreement meant that Hughes' 16 cousins were given 71.5% of the estate. Hughes' uncle's stepdaughter Avis Hughes McIntyre and her brother's heirs each received 4.75% of the estate, reports the Washington Post. Hughes' uncle's 3 granddaughters, Chris Roberts, Beth DePold, and Barbara Cameron, were each granted 6.33% of Hughes' fortune, which equated to about $32 million. The amount was life-changing. Chris Roberts had never met Hughes, but she joked that she was going to use the money she inherited to purchase the ice skating rink she worked at and burn it to the ground. In 1996, a firm called Rouse Company offered to buy Summerlin, a sprawling 22,500-acre piece of land owned by Hughes, to be paid off over 14 years, the Wall Street Journal reported. Sadly, Rouse Company went out of business before the entire property was purchased. In their bankruptcy filing, they had to pay off the final amount, which was estimated at about $220 million in either stocks or cash. The final verdict on Hughes' estate wasn't settled until 2010, decades after the reclusive billionaire's death in 1976. More than 1,000 people eventually claimed a small percentage of the Hughes fortune, splitting an incredible $1.5 billion.